Thanks for joining us this evening on TKO 8 Local News. A high-speed chase Saturday morning ended when the fleeing driver exited the vehicle in front of a Mountain Home Walmart west entrance, entered the store with a law enforcement officer in pursuit, and was ordered to the ground at a taser point at the end of a self-checkout lane. The event began with a 911 caller advising that 36-year-old Dwayne Smith Stamper of Mountain Home was at her residence in violation of a protection order, yelling to see her daughter. Officers dispatched to the residence where they were advised en route that the suspect had fled the scene. One officer encountered the fleeing vehicle and the driver, and the driver accelerated at a high rate of speed, attempting to elude the officer. The vehicle then continued at a high rate of speed through the parking lot at the Walmart store, then stopped at the west entrance where the driver ran inside the store. An officer chased Stamps to the end of the self-checkout lane, ordering him to the ground at a taser point. Stamper was charged with obstructing governmental operations stemming from his behavior at the detention center, where he had to be restrained by 3 officers and later stunned by a Mountain Home police officer. The Stamper's bond is now set at $1,600. The body of a drowning victim, 70-year-old Charles Hogan Daniels of Jordan, was recovered just before noon Monday on Lake North Fork. According to Baxter County Sheriff John Montgomery, divers from the Arkansas Game and Fish recovered the body in approximately 114 feet of water. Baxter County Coroner Bradley Hayes has ruled it as an accidental drowning. Emergency service personnel responded to a call from Jordan Marina Sunday afternoon in a report that Daniels had jumped into the water from a boat and disappeared. At approximately 11:30 Sunday night, search teams found the body on sonar, and divers went down on Monday morning to make the recovery. Laken Nicole Greer of Mountain Home, who is currently an inmate in the state prison system on a earlier conviction, was sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to additional drug-related charges. The 25-year-old Greer was arrested March 21st when the 14th Judicial Drug Task Force officers executed a search warrant and found drugs. Greer has been classified as a parole absconder in the residence, and officers found a syringe in her clothing in the living room of her residence. Greer is currently an inmate in the McPherson unit of the state prison system in Newport. 35-year-old Justina Curley of Mountain Home, a woman was arrested following a call to the Baxter County Sheriff's Office of a woman passed out behind the wheel of her vehicle just off of Highway 5 South. An Arkansas State Police corporal discovered that the woman, with the check of the Arkansas Crime Information Center database, to be learned that Curley was wanted in Mountain Home on a Mountain Home Police Department warrant, and her driver's license was suspended. When Curley's vehicle was inventoried, a backpack behind the driver's seat was located, holding 2 containers with a small amount of methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. Curley was charged with numerous drug-related felonies and as of news time was free on a $5,000 bond. Well, the Boone County Quorum Court committees are scheduled to meet tonight, and one committee will hear an update on the need for a traffic signal at the junction of Highway 65 South and Highway 62 East at Bellefonte. In January, justices of the peace unanimously voted to adopt a resolution requesting that the Arkansas Transportation Department conduct a study of that intersection. The junction has had a number of traffic crashes, including one that killed 82-year-old Marshall man back in December. County Judge Robert Hathaway says that the traffic study has been completed and traffic patterns do warrant a signal light. If all legs of the intersection are on state highways, The project could be paid for with 80% federal funds and 20% state funds. However, there are a couple of driveways that could be within the area of that intersection. If that's the case, funding could be 80% federal and 10% state, and the county would have to come up with the remaining 10%. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
The back-to-school savings are going on now at Edwards Grocery. Selected varieties, Hunt's pasta sauces, only 89 cents. Selected varieties, Knorr pasta or rye side dishes, only 99 cents. Chicken leg quarters, only $4.99 in the 10-pound bag. Pork steaks in the family pack, only $1.49 per pound. And Northwest Heart Healthy sweet red cherries, only $1.89 per pound.
Edwards Grocery Station Money.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. Back to school time has come around, and that means busy schedules for everyone. Let us help make the adjustment a bit easier by checking these items off your list. We are stocked with healthy, brain-boosting foods and snacks, immune and multivitamin supplements for anything you or your children may be lacking in your diet, and for those who may need a little extra help focusing and concentrating, we have products that may be helpful. All of us at Nature's Wonders wish all the kids out there a successful school year, and to all you teachers, don't forget we carry products for stress. Nature's Wonders, next to Thompson's Ace Hardware on Highway 65 in Harrison.
Ah, sweet Louise, do you dream of Hercules? To be the best dressed boy in town, where you sure are something, the best there ever was.
The new Sport Heritage line.
Well, it won't mean nothing unless I try my luck and bring her out to you, Louise.
Only from Yamaha.
Sam Alexander Pharmacy has expanded and is now offering many additional products and services. Their new pharmaceutical compounding area allows them to create products to fit the unique needs of a customer. They also have added Spinco orthotic shoes and sandals, Dr. Comfort diabetic shoes, baby gifts by Aiden and Anais, and toys by Melissa and Doug. Stop in today and let them help you with any of your specialty pharmaceutical needs. Sam Alexander Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy in Harrison.
Of 4 women charged with manslaughter in the death of a 5-year-old boy who was left in a daycare van in Arkansas have pled not guilty. Online court records show that Felicia Phillips, Wanda Taylor, and Kendra Washington pled not guilty on Monday in Crittenden County Circuit Court in Marion, Arkansas. The 3 were charged on June 12th for the death of Christopher Gardner, who authorities say was left in a daycare van in West Memphis for nearly 9 hours as temperatures outside the van reached over 140 degrees. Investigators say the women overlooked Gardner 3 separate times before he died inside the van. An attorney for the child's mother says the 4th woman's case was delayed because her attorney has been called to jury duty. And Little Rock police say they need the community's help in combating crime after 5 people were fatally shot last week and the city recorded its 37th homicide of the year. Officials say the department is working to solve the homicides but still needs residents to provide officers with information they may have. The city has tallied only 18 homicides by the same time last year. No arrests have been announced in any of the recent shootings, including that of an Italian native who was killed while driving in an apartment complex parking lot. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson says a meeting in Washington with other governors and President Trump's administrative officials to discuss the health care overhaul was productive, and that he's encouraged there's a commitment to include him and leaders from other states to find solutions to the concerns with that law. Hutchison's office said the Republican governor traveled to Washington on Monday morning for the White House meeting to discuss options for improving the health care system. Well, Arkansas revived law requiring voters to show photo identification before casting a ballot will be put to the test as soon as it takes effect this week, with early voting beginning for 5 local sales tax elections. Voters heading to the polls earlier in 3 cities and 2 counties today for special elections on sales tax measures will be required to show photo ID before casting a ballot or sign a sworn statement confirming their identity under the law approved by the legislature earlier this year. The measure receives a similar voter ID restriction that was struck down by the state's highest court 3 years ago. The American Civil Liberties Union says it's watching the enforcement to prepare for a potential lawsuit if voters are disenfranchised. An educator and activist says she's running for the U.S. House seat in Central Arkansas, becoming the second Democrat to launch a bid to unseat the district's incumbent. Republican Congressman Gwendolyn Combs announced Monday she has filed paperwork with the Federal Election Commission to run for the 2nd Congressional District. Republican U.S. Representative French Hill is seeking a 3rd term next year after first being elected to the seat back in 2014. Combs is a gifted and talented specialist at Stevens Elementary School in Little Rock and also the organizer of a women's march at the state capitol that coincided with others nationwide. Before we take a look at the weather forecast as we move on through the work week, here's the way the stock market ended today. Showers and thunderstorms moved through the viewing area throughout the morning and afternoon and kept our temperatures fairly low. It only got up to about 80 degrees under cloudy skies today and felt real good outside. As a matter of fact, hopefully you may have got enough rain to help a little bit out there. It was actually, the surface is very dry right now and we need some good rainfall. You know, maybe an inch or so would certainly help. But some got a little, some got a little bit more, and others got none at all. It's one of those typical scattered shower and thunderstorm type days. Well, here's the way it looks for tomorrow. Most of that will be out of the area by tomorrow. Still a few scattered showers in the morning time, but should be cleared by late afternoon. And tomorrow looks to be a pretty nice day out there. 84 degrees, about 40% chance of scattered showers in the morning, should be cleared by afternoon. Then on Thursday, partly cloudy skies, moving up to about 86 degrees. Friday, mostly sunny skies, but still a nice day out there, 80 degrees. And on Saturday, mostly sunny skies and 82 degrees. We do have some scattered showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast for a Sunday, particularly in the afternoon, a high of 81 degrees and about 60% chance we might see some sprinkles in the area. So keep your fingers crossed. We need some rain out there. I'm sure you would agree with that as we go into August. This is the first day of August, and usually August is somewhat of a dry month, and as well as September. So we'll get some moisture hopefully early on here. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at sports from around the region as TKO 8 News continues. Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence.
At North Arkansas College, you know what I'm doing? I'm working with robots, 3D printers, CNC machines, fixing stuff you wouldn't believe. When I graduate, I've got employers waiting for me. Here's the list. No joke. Upwards of $70,000 a year out of the gate. Not bad for 2 years. And at only around $4,000 a year, you do the math.
Offering an Associates of Applied Science in Industrial Electronics and certificates in Manufacturing Technology and Industrial Electronics.
Who would have thought? I get to build a future. Mine.
Welcome to the Camry One event. So right now, you can get a great deal on the #1 selling car in America. And
the 2016 NASCAR Manufacturers Champion.
Wow. Denny Hamlin.
Want a test drive?
Oh, you bet.
Wow.
Get amazing deals on the #1 selling car in America during the Camry One event. Get $3,500 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR for 72 months, plus a $1,000 subvention bonus on a new 2017 Camry.
Arkansas Activities Association's governing body, made up of high school administrators from around the state, gathered on Monday for their annual meeting at the State House Convention Center in Little Rock, and a number of proposals were considered, with the majority passing. The most notable proposal eliminates Class 7A beginning in the fall of 2018 for every sport except football. This proposal has been introduced in the past by former Mountain Home Athletic Director Janet Wood, and current Athletic Director Mitch Husky agrees it's the best situation for school districts. Under the new rule, football classifications and conferences will remain the same. For other sports, the 16 biggest high schools will make up Class 6A. Class 5A will have the next largest, 32 schools, and 48 schools will occupy the Class 4A. The remaining schools will be divided evenly among Class 3A, 2A, and 1A. Monday was the start of preseason high school football practices in Arkansas, and one local school is preparing for its first season under new leadership. Yellville Summit begins the first season late Monday afternoon under the direction of the new Panthers head coach Lucas Morris. Morris says his numbers are down so far, but there will be more athletes on the way, he hopes. And Morris was hired in June by Yellville Summit School Board after he spent the last 5 years as the head coach at West Memphis West Junior High School. He had already met with some of his players prior to the preseason practice, and he says he's looking forward to getting them in on the program. Yellville Summit season actually begins September 1 when they will host Paris at Panther Field. Misdemeanor charge of marijuana possession against Nebraska receiver Stanley Morgan has been dropped. Teammate Antoine Reed is scheduled to go to trial next month on misdemeanor drug charges stemming from the same traffic stop in Florida last spring. Nebraska coach John Cook is among 4 new members of the American Volleyball Coaches Hall of Fame. The AVCA announced the inductions Monday. Cook led the Cornhuskers to national championships in 2000, 2006, and 2015, and took 4 other teams to the NCAA semifinals. And Matt Davison singled in Lurie Garcia with 2 outs in the 9th inning for his second game-ending hit in as many days, and the Chicago White Sox rallied to beat the Toronto Blue Jays 7-6 on Monday night after losing to 2 top prospects, Yada Madada, to a right knee injury, and Adam Liga sparked the winning rally with 1-hit single against Roberto Asama. And that wraps up our broadcast here for this evening. Thanks for joining us. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more local events around the viewing area.